What's going on, folks? Ted from Immersion here, and I have probably one of my favorite minis to unbox that I've seen in a while, and that, if you haven't seen them, is the WizKids Classic Creatures Collection A to C. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this, this is WizKids taking a bunch of the classic first edition monsters that you recall from back in the day. Maybe some of you haven't even ever seen them because you're only used to more recent iterations, and they had done something like this once before, but it was like a limited edition thing. It had like a purple worm. I think it had a Demogorgon. And this is Classic Monsters Collection A to C. I don't know if D to, I think it's D to F maybe, is already, I've seen it. They had it at PAX Unplugged, but like these type of designs, like this is your red dragon, your centaur, your unicorn, right? This, like, look at our beholder, right? These are them, right? All the classic art designs from the OG monster manuals and things. So this is, yeah, the original monster manual. I believe, like I said, D to F is on its way out soon, and they are planning to continue this in the future. It is available as of right now. You can get it on Amazon with a slight discount. I'll have an Amazon affiliate link in the description as well as the pinned comment. 84 bucks for these 8 classic monsters. Some people may be down for this just because of the trip down memory lane. I'm gonna go ahead and open this. I also really like this is one that I actually don't mind having as it is. Like, the box itself is a decent presentation, right? It's very clearly giving off book vibes. I like the Velcro closures on the front here that hold the front of the book shut. And then you can see on the spine, Classic Collections Monsters A to C. So in theory, if you were to buy all of them and you had them all the boxes, you could have A through Z of the classic monsters. So we have just our standard, we pop it open here, pop open our flaps, and then we can pull out our plastic clamshell. Normally, I just toss all of these boxes, but I'm contemplating actually keeping this one. I don't know. It is bulky, right? You can see it's a pretty sizable piece of cardboard. Let's go ahead and take a look. We have our clamshell here, our standard WizKids clamshell. We do have tape on both sides, so we'll go ahead and cut through that tape, or try to do this under the desk so you don't hear it because it is kind of loud. But I've said it before. I started playing in 3rd edition, so these are not the monsters that I grew up with. But I mean, look at this guy. Tell me that's not just absolutely amazing. Look at that. Like, it's the quality too. This might be one of the best minis that I've seen from WizKids. And I feel like I say that often, but there is so much detail on this doofy ass orange and purple beholder. I love it. All right, let's go ahead and bring it to our mini cam. We'll go through kind of, I guess, alphabetical order here. Let me bring us to our mini cam. First up, we have the Ankh Egg. So I think this is amazing. Like, some of them have, obviously the art has evolved significantly since their original release. And you can notice that. But for the Ankh Egg, I think it does a fantastic job of capturing that sort of burrowing giant ant creature. I mean, look at the detail on this. I mean, it is well designed. The paint and the washes on it are fantastic. The sculpt looks great. All of the lines are very clean. I think this is probably the best Ankh Egg mini I've potentially ever seen, or at least that I own personally. All right, next up is the Basilisk. All right, here we go. We'll zoom right in a little bit more, get up right close on our Basilisk here. So here we go. You can even see the pupils on the eyes. You can see the multiple legs there. I really like this design. This reminds me of like a Godzilla creature. But the scales look really good. There's a lot of detail on this miniature. Obviously, significantly smaller than some of the other ones in this collection, but I think it's fantastic. I really, really like the design of this. This could serve purpose for a variety of different creatures. And like I said, you can't really put a price on nostalgia. All right, here we go. This guy. Zoom it out. Would you look at this goober? I mean, come on. This thing is just, it's just so good. Look at it. Look how doofy and like the eye actually like I don't know how they get such a good job of making this thing look like silly and doofy, but also terrifying at the same time. Like the bloodshot veins on the eyes, the sharp teeth. I love this design, and honestly, if I'm gonna get into a beholder fight with my party, and I'm gonna have them face a beholder, and like I don't have a specific one in mind, this is the mini that I'm gonna use probably all the time. Yes, am I biased because it's orange? A little bit, but all right. Next up, we have the Bullet. Although all of you old school people are gonna tell me it's pronounced Boulet. Uh, because that's what I hear constantly. I just will remind everyone that D&D Beyond, they stopped doing it for some reason, and it really bothers me. But at the start, D&D Beyond released a pronunciation guide for a variety of monsters. And the original ones were voiced by Matt Mercer and Marisha Ray, and they told you how to pronounce a variety of different D&D monsters. And they did it for a while, and they just stopped doing it, but that would kind of alleviate what is it officially supposed to be called. And according to at least what the 5th edition D&D Beyond officially sanctioned name for this creature, as read by Matt Mercer, is Bullet. But I never know, like, this got this like popped up carapace in the back, and you can see the flesh underneath. This one much more bear like than, like, I guess this is maybe supposed to possibly be almost like a dorsal fin, right? Because bullets get like land shark is another name they're often called. This thing looks more like a bear shark, really, than anything else. Still cool. All right, next up we have our carrion crawler, and similar to the Ankeg, OG D&D did a fantastic job with its like insect design. Look at this thing. Uh it's got like Cthulhu vibes with the sort of tendrils coming out of the mouth. All these little, just the detail on these are great. And like I said, I thank you again, by the way, I should say, to the team at WizKids for sending this over for me to unbox and review. My only kind of complaint I ever have about WizKids stuff is sort of the lack of consistency, because sometimes you can get paint jobs that look real rough. And as I've stated before, these are all hand painted. So perhaps, one set gets priority to a certain group of painters within WizKids. But, oh my God, even this Chimera, I think this is better than any 5th edition Chimera I've seen from the newer sets. This thing just looks amazing. Look at the detail on the fur, on the scales, on the dragon neck. I mean, the wings as well. And then just the faces of these 3 creatures. This red dragon, I love the look of this red dragon. We've got our snarling wolf and our very menacing looking goat over here. Again, similar to the Beholder, this is my go-to Chimera mini for any Chimera based fights that my party will be getting into. All right, we have 2 left. Next up, we're going much smaller in size here, is our cockatrice. Now, I actually don't believe I have a cockatrice mini. So this is my first cockatrice mini. A little more yellow and green than the 5th edition art shows off. But I like the design. I'm digging the kind of almost like alien looking wings on this thing. But still very clearly has the rooster-like aspects that a cockatrice has. But yeah, like almost like H.R. Giger looking wings here with all of these different like kind of, I don't know, veins, limbs connecting all of the different aspects of this tail. Looks great. And then last we have the Coatl. And this is sort of the celestial. Uh, this one definitely, like this over a lot of other Coatls, looks a lot more menacing and almost evil. Coatls being good celestial creatures, kind of their signature thing is their rainbow wing pattern. And I think this does a very good job there. I do like the newer art for the Coatl. The newer art does give them more metallic looking vibes, which I think helps to reflect. This I feel like is more like traditional because I believe Coatls have like Mayan sort of roots in their design, right? I believe, or something along those lines. This looks a lot more what I would imagine is like traditional design wise, whereas the new one has a much more snake like body, no kind of end of the tail sort of embellishment, and is much more shiny and metallic as opposed to kind of more, I don't know what you call this, primal maybe. And just for just to show them all off, let's go ahead and zoom the camera way out and see if we can't fit everybody in this shot. I'm telling you, man, some of these are just so good. The Beholder, the Chimera. I mean, just like what a set of minis this is. And you know, I like I said, there's some bias here for sure, but I think I would justify the price on these, especially like I said, for folks who played with the original Monster Manual and have nostalgia for the design of these creatures. Um, that probably is something you, sorry, weren't expecting to see. And then you've got this whole set, and then they're going to continue making these monsters going forward. And I mean, look at that. Tell me that doesn't look fantastic. Let's just scooch our basilisk out from under our carrying crawler. That looks so good. I love these minis, guys. I'm like I said, I'm very clearly biased, but yeah, I was able to find it on Amazon. They are available for purchase right now. You can go ahead and pick them up for at least the Amazon price. It looks like the MSRP is listed at $100. That does seem like a little much to me, but it is a unique, probably limited edition run that you'll be able to get these. And you are getting, again, 8 classic miniatures. More than likely, these designs will be retired post this whole set running. I don't know how long it'll be in effect for, but either way, I think they're awesome. I think the $85, $85 is a little more of the sweet spot on the price point. But I'm curious what you think, so please let me know your comments and opinions in the comments down below, and I will see you all next time.